let's get ready for Cadet Super Lightweight Group B. Right, let's crack on with Cadet Super Lightweight Group B, and I tell you what, this could be a very interesting one, because if the rain does hit during this session, Howard, this is all going to be about getting out there, getting a banker lap time as quickly as possible, being on the pace. No time to really warm things up here for this particular group, because as we say, we're continuing to see inclement weather heading towards us here at Lid.
We certainly are, and we've got not insignificant drivers. Well, not drivers who are at the sharp end of the championship, is what I should say, taking part in this session. Not least the points leader coming into today, Aidan Hammond. He's in this Group B of Cadet Superlights. That is, by the way, if the decision gets made that, you know, weather conditions or track conditions have significantly changed over the course of the running of the different groups, and the decision is have to get used to trying to keep a little bit of throttle in to get the kart to turn as well. That's quite important when you get, particularly when you get to very heavy wet conditions, which I always liken to being like a boat or trying to turn a rocket in space. Really, if you don't put any thrust or power in the direction you want to go, you're not going to go that direction. So I always liken it to that in one of these cars.
A couple of drivers that are, well, in fact, a lot of drivers are improving here. So Kvekis' pole position from this session may be under threat, 48.118. If the weather conditions just hold and the drivers get a bit of tyre temperature in, they may be able to improve here. Chapman goes up to second place, Putterfoot third. Aidan Hammond has found some pace as well, has gone up to fourth place. Hani Sadiq in fifth.
Crucial moves being made to find space here, Andrew, as well. That's the 58 of Jude Putterfoot putting a dual overtake in at the bottom corner to try and find some space.
And Hammond goes quickest, 47.996. That's a very good effort from the championship leader as it continues to drizzle here at Lid.
Yep.
But Kvekis goes faster again, so responding straight back. Well, was the first driver out on circuit on lap one, got the lap time in, and has continued to get quicker and quicker, 47.649. So we are going to have a bit more of a qualifying session than we thought, Howard, because the fastest lap, remember, from the first session was a 47.474. So actually, not that significant a level of rainfall to be affecting those lap times negatively. Well, there we go. That will effectively nullify the end of this session. The checkered flag is out. Nobody is going quicker. Aidan Hammond, the fastest from Group B on a 47.639. Marguerite Kvekis second on a 47.649. Really took advantage of the position rolling out of the pits. Good work there by Kvekis. Jude Putterfoot third. Jensen Barnard fourth. Hani Sadiq fifth. Charlie Cipregi in sixth. We've got to move on, though, because next out on circuit, Super Lightweight Pre-A final.
Here we go then. 130 points on offer to the winner of this race. The first Pre-A final of the day. It's going to be Luka Batuev who starts this one on pole, with championship leader coming into today, Aidan Hammond alongside. Ellis Cox and Rory Hamilton are on row 2, with Margaris Kvekis and Oliver Yangu on row number 3. It's on row 4 that we find Teddy Young and Jude Putterfoot, and then the top 10 is rounded out by Laurie McVeigh and Jacob Underhill. Edward Jones and Jensen Barnard are next on row 6, and then it's Ben Hunt and Max Lovell on row 7. Hani Sadiq and Wyatt McAllister are your 8th row of the grid, with Charlie Cipregi and Ewan Farrelly on row number 9. And then confirmed promotees from the Pre-B final, we have Corey Chapman and Drov Rout on the back row of the grid to make it a 20-kart field. Now, on the subject of those who are getting promotion spots through, we've mentioned a couple of times of how you get a good awareness of the circuit. I will just mention, Alfie Slattery, who finished second in that pre-C final, was the biggest mover in the pre-B final of this class, up 13 places. So it could be interesting to see how the top two from the pre-B final make it here. Nevertheless, we get underway here with our pre-A final. Into the first corner. How does Luka Batuev do? Manages to pilot his car through cleanly. And that is a broadly clean start through the first chicane. Still Batuev in the lead in 28 kart there. Looks to be like Aidan Hammond may have gone down to third. We have got spinners in the middle there. I can see one of them is the number 20 of Jacob Underhill. He's round. And the 19 is round as well. That makes it... who's that who's round? That would be Wyatt McAllister, as they all come up the other part of the circuit now. But it looks to me like it's been a great start. No, lost out the lead. The 11 of Ellis Cox has come to the fore as they head back up the circuit. I think that's Cox in the lead in the number 11, as they all squirrel around for grip through the horseshoe and onto the back straight for the first time. But it is indeed the number 11 of Ellis Cox who has the lead in the early stages.
One win so far this year for Ellis Cox. That was the Trophy A final at the second Wilton Mill round.
And side by side for second place as well. That's the 57 challenging Luka Batuev. That's Laurie McVeigh coming and trying to take that position. But for the moment, it's Batuev, but great drive for McVeigh round the outside in the first chicane. And that's through for second place. And almost immediately, Rory Hamilton in the number 10 senses an opportunity as well. But it's Batuev in third for now. That was a great move, though, by Laurie McVeigh.
Yeah, loving that. Got that outside line with a bit more grip. Used the curb to a good advantage as well. Really nicely done. Hamilton down the inside of Batuev, but Batuev slides it through, finds some grip, retakes third place.
Yeah, it looked like Oliver Yangu and Hani Sadiq as well, having a good battle in the background as well. Aidan Hammond in the middle of those two battle groups, trying to get in touch with Rory Hamilton there in fourth at the moment.
Well, Laurie McVeigh, we should remember this is the first appearance for Laurie McVeigh in 2023.
Druv Rout may have had an incident on the first lap as well, by the way. Has dropped well back off the field. So fortunate for the winner of the pre-C final.
Yeah, Ewan Farrelly has also had problems. There's some 10 seconds off the back of Edward Jones. But the race steadying down now. Move for sixth place. Hani Sadiq has got past Oliver Yangu. Ben Hunter's also got into the top 10, but also has a penalty. So expect the number 53 to move down a couple of positions later on in this, well, after the race is finished.
Indeed. Track limit warning for McVeigh. We want to try and avoid picking up too many more of those. Corey Chapman, by the way, your winner of, sorry, I said Dravrao was the pre-C final winner, didn't I? Well, promo T for the pre-C final, because it was Corey Chapman, of course, who won that race. Up to 13th place already in the 50. So interesting to see that, as there's a penalty issued for the 19 of Wyatt McAllister, which is going to be salt in the wounds, I think, because we saw him having a spin on lap number 1. Through the final couple of apexes then comes Rory Hamilton. And Hamilton ahead of Batuev now confirmed in the change for third place. So it's Ellis Cox in the lead, Laurie McVeigh in second. But needs to be careful with the track limits warning having been issued. Then it's Rory Hamilton.
Corey Chapman up 2 places that last lap.
Still
he's really on the charge here.
Yeah, is happy with these conditions. Won that pre-C final. Yes, has a contact warning. Going to need to be careful of that. But working through the field really nicely here is side by side. Here goes the 58 and the 49. So that is Yangu and Putterfoot battling away. And they've got to be careful as well, because Kavekis would like some of this as well. We cut back to further up the field, going down the back straight. And now looking at drivers coming back up the circuit. So that is, still the battle between Yangu and Putterfoot, I believe that was.
Yeah, Yangu was a bit wide coming out of the final bit of the horseshoe. It meant that Putterfoot just got up the inside on that line.
Race lead.
Yeah,
Ellis Cox.
lead. Ellis Cox and Laurie McVeigh together as they go into the second chicane. The number 10 of Rory Hamilton not too far behind also.
Another warning for McVeigh.
Yes,
this
needs
time
to be careful on these track limits. As down the inside into the parabolica, is there going to be enough grip there? Ellis Cox will use the outside line to hold on to the lead, but here comes Hamilton round the outside. Takes McVeigh beautifully there, but McVeigh's going to fight back on the inside as they approach into the horseshoe. McVeigh actually takes the lead for a moment, but it's going to be on the wide line now. Can he get the grip? Yes, he can, but he's going to lose it again. This ain't the back and forth nature of that sequence of corners, but Laurie McVeigh, having been under attack and losing second place on the entry to the horseshoe, ends up leaving the horseshoe in the lead.
Yeah, really nice dogfight through the tricky, greasy conditions here at Lyd, but it is for now Laurie McVeigh in the lead, but with, I think, surely on last chance saloon with track limit warnings, that is something to keep an eye on. Ellis Cox in second, Rory Hamilton in third. Luca Batuev just dropped off the back a little bit, as you can see further back as well. Something happened to Oliver Yangu. Andrew, he's lost out a fair few places there.
We'll mention a couple of the best ones. Edward Jones gained 3. Jacob Underhill also gained 3 on that last lap. Track limit warning for Luca Batuev. And it does feel like the track is getting subtly quicker. I think that's why we're getting so many track limit warnings coming in now. As running wide there is the number 100 of Aidan Hammond, who's got 2 track limit warnings. That might be another one coming in there. I think this is going to be one of those races where drivers move up and down the charts a lot once all the penalties have been applied.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's your race leader then, Laurie McVeigh, and there's the penalty for Aidan Hammond.
That's going to be a track limit.
He won't thank you for mentioning that one, Andrew. But no, it's coming either way because track limit infringements are plenty. Our timing page just sort of flashed up. You also need to, I always find you have to sort of hack away at the wheel a lot more just to get the turn in sometimes. But a good first half of the lap for Laurie McVeigh, Andrew. I think the driver of the number 57 will have enough in hand here to hang on. Because I think, if anything, it's the battle for second. And look at that, swooping around the outside. Rory Hamilton, but can he get the drive onto the back straight? It's side by side for second place here. Ellis Cox on the inside for the next corner in the number 11. But is the inside going to have the grip that's needed? Are they leaning on each other slightly as they come through here? It's going to be Laurie McVeigh who takes the win. And it's going to be Rory Hamilton who comes home in second ahead of Ellis Cox. Luca Batuev will finish in 4th place. A good controlled drive from him, perhaps a quiet one, as it was, a gap behind and ahead. But good drive from Batuev. Jude Paddlefoot, I think, will lead them home for 5th after a pretty much race-long battle there. And then it's Kavekis and Aidan Hammond will come through. Head into our A finals. We'll kick off with our super lightweight cadets. Here's your grid then for your A final, the grand finale for our super lightweight cadets. It'll be Laurie McVeigh who leads them away on this one. Rory Hamilton alongside Ellis Cox and Luca Batuev on row number 2. Jude Paddlefoot and Margaris Kavekis on row number 3. Hani Sadiq is next with Corey Chapman. What a day he's had working his way up through these grids, starting there in 8th. Oliver Yangu and Jacob Underhill round out the top 10. Then it'll be Edward Jones and Max Lovell on row number 6. Aidan Hammond and Charlie Cipregi are on row 7, with Teddy Young and Jensen Barnard on row 8. Then it's Wyatt McAllister and Ewan Farrelly on row number 9. Ben Hunt and Druv Rort are on row number 10. And then on row number 11, not shown on our grid graphic there, but remember we still have those promotees from the B final. It'll be James Vout and Jack Beasley, who have earned their spot on the back of this A final grid. Well, who is going to take home the spoils here? The big trophy final is about to get underway for round 4 of that, and they're going round again, so I won't build it up quite that much. Bear with me. But actually, I need that. I need a breather after what just happened.
That was quite a dramatic B final for the juniors that we've just seen. They'll go through the cut through.
Yeah, Laurie McVeigh will, well, I say resume. Nobody actually broke out of position there.
Nope.
And there is no pace car in front of them. So at the moment, McVeigh, he is the pace setter.
I think that was called because McVeigh just went a little bit too early.
Yep.
So I expect one of our Club 100 staff members out on the last corner to just say, let's keep it calm. Because they have all kept it in that same formation, we should be able to go straight away. Good turnaround here. Rory Hamilton will make sure he doesn't get jumped again this time. That's a much better one. 11 minutes away we go for the Cadets Super Lightweight A final. Into the first couple of corners we go. McVeigh goes deep. It's been a good start for Ellis Cox. And off into the gravel goes Laurie McVeigh. He keeps it going. No, he's lost it now. The 83 is out of it as well.
Charlie
Oh, what a terrible, terrible start for Laurie McVeigh. Just too much speed. Into the first corners, he went wide, he got grabbed by the bark on driver's right-hand side, and any chance of winning this race is gone.
And I nearly said it, Andrew, with all of the laps doing the rotation, it builds the tension, not just for us as the audience, but for the drivers as well, mentally. And one just wonders, did that build there? It was Charlie Cipregi who joined him, I'm afraid to say, in that off there in the bark, so that's opportunity for him. Largely gone in this race.
Underhill round. Jacob Underhill in the green and white helmet has gone in the number 20 as well. Well, has already had a spin in the Pre-A final, was able to work his way back up to P10 by the end of that Pre-A final, has got it all to do again here in the Trophy A final.
And it's Ellis Cox.
Yeah, end of lap 1. Ellis Cox, who got a great start, didn't go too deep. But here comes the number 58 of Jude Pudderfoot as well. On the inside, the number 10 of Rory Hamilton. What a start to this Cadet Super Lightweight final. Ellis Cox, as we say, your new live championship leader, was third in the Pre-A final. Big opportunity to stamp his authority at the halfway mark of this 16-race calendar. But Jude Pudderfoot, what a great start. And for the driver in the number 58 there.
And who's in fourth, Andrew? But Corey Chapman, who won the Pre-B final, has worked his way up during the Pre-A finals to get a great grid spot for this one, and is now right in there. Is going for the lead there is Jude Pudderfoot, but he goes too deep in the horseshoe. He surely can't find the grip on the inside there, and Ellis Cox is back through momentarily. Pudderfoot was ahead. Now he's having to defend against Hamilton on the back straight. It's somehow as they were at the start of the lap in terms of order, but there was not without drama there on this second lap of the race, and it's allowed Corey Chapman and as well Kovekis to catch up, as well as there's a penalty for Aidan Hammond. Don't know what that one is for, but the contender who came into today as your championship leader has not had the best day at the races.
Marguris Kovekis is coming into this as well. The driver in the number 15 started the day so fast in the qualifying sessions, was really on top of things in the slippery conditions at the start of the day. Is the fastest driver once again out on circuit, 63.6898 as side by side go Pudderfoot and Hamilton. Pudderfoot has not been outside the top 5 in any race he's competed in so far this year, but is yet to have a win. Best result is a third. Track limit warning for Laurie McVeigh as well. And Ellis Cox all the while is just around the outside goes Hamilton.
What a move.
Brilliant move by Rory Hamilton to take second place through the horseshoe. Had the grip on the outside line, got it right off of the horseshoe as well, and now sets about trying to challenge his championship rival Ellis Cox.
Top 5 then, and pretty much nose to tail here at the head of the field. Ellis Cox, Jude Pudderfoot, Ellis Cox, Rory Hamilton will be confirmed off the back of that amazing move. Jude Pudderfoot. Then it's Marguris Kovekis and Corey Chapman, your top 5. Great battles happening throughout, by the way. Laurie McVeigh had that disappointment. It's back up to 7th, Andrew, and with the fastest lap of the race. So don't count Laurie out. He is still very much in this, trying to fight his way back up. And Luka Batuev, the member of the top 7 that I didn't mention there. But Pudderfoot not letting go of this chase for second place on Rory Hamilton. And there is the 50 of Corey Chapman, the 28 of Luka Batuev, and then Laurie McVeigh trying to catch up onto the back of these carts as Rory Hamilton takes a wide line into the horseshoe there. The 15 of Marguris Kovekis challenging Jude Pudderfoot for third place there. As you can see, plenty of good battles going on as well, as Oliver Yangu's in a battle there. And this is for the lead of the race here. Ellis Cox versus Rory Hamilton. Hamilton has a think about it, Andrew, but I don't think he's going to have the overspeed there as they come out. Look at this, nose to tail, the top 4 in the Cadets Super Lightweight A final.
It's been a super, I think it's been race of the weekend so far. It's to the inside, runs Hamilton, but Cox is going to have the quicker line off of chicane number 1. That was a warning shot from Hamilton into chicane number 2. They go. We're not even in the second half of this race yet. We've already seen so much happen. Ellis Cox soaking up the pressure at the moment, side by side between Kovekis and Pudderfoot, and Kovekis is through.
Yeah, absolutely. Kavekis with a very wide line through, the likes of wide line through that bottom corner, and it served him well there. Got great drive off of that and gained a couple of kart lengths on Putterford, who he just demoted down to 4th. Look at this, the top 3 almost going side by side here into the horseshoe. They all take a slightly wide line here. Ellis Cox is your 11 car, then it's Rory Hamilton in the 10. We've seen Hamilton have good strength through this part of the circuit. Got a nose alongside the rear wheels of Cox, but then lost out, and actually, if anything, is exposed to Margoris Kavekis into this last corner of the lap. And still, Putterford is with them, and still, actually I say still, Luka Batuev really coming onto the back of these drivers here as well. Still close amongst our top 5, as Max Lovell is making gains on Hani Sadiq, and Jack Beasley has made gains on Laurie McVeigh. McVeigh's charge, Andrew, has been halted somewhat here, with some great passes from drivers around him.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be hard work for them now. No podium yet this year for Margoris Kavekis, but it's taking that wider line once again.
It's worth working together here, Andrew, as penalty.
That's gonna be track limits.
Penalty for Laurie McVeigh. Yeah, he's just violated those a few too many times, as Hamilton is round the outside. I don't think he's got enough in his kart to repeat the move that he did a few laps ago on Jude Putterfoot. But again, he has good drive onto the back straight. This time he's not been balked in the early part of the straight. What speed does he have in the slipstream of the 11 kart of Ellis Cox? I'm not sure there's enough there, as there's a penalty for Jack Beasley, and that's going to be costly for him because he was trying to find his way up through the top 10 in this one. Corey Chapman, by the way, has dropped off the back of these top 5. I'm intrigued to know if Chapman and Lovell, the likes thereof, are working together here. Once again, we see the alternative lines being taken by Cox and Hamilton through the first chicane. Once again, Ellis Cox is positioning his kart beautifully here, but Hamilton's going to try and swing around the outside, and he's got it done into the second chicane. But look out for Margoris Kavekis as well. Can't get the drive off the corner. It's Rory Hamilton to the head of the field with a bold move around the outside of chicane 2.
And that was all on the exit of chicane number 1. He got Cox off the optimum line and managed to get it once again. Another overtake. It takes a couple of corners to get past drivers here round Lid. That was superbly done by Rory Hamilton. Now this is a big lap. Can he try and drive away from the rest of the field? And Lee, we saw a couple of finals yesterday decided pretty much by second place giving up the chase for the lead and deciding I'm going to try and hold on for second place here and just allow first place to romp off into the distance. Something tells me though we're not going to get that today in this Cadets Super Lightweight A final, and we're all here for it. Track limit warning for Wyatt McAllister in the number 19. Into the first chicane they go once more, and this time Ellis Cox tries a slightly different line there, Howard. He's learned from that move by Rory Hamilton. He's now taking a slightly shallower line.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these drivers have had an A final win apiece. One is a pre-A final win for Rory back at Gladney Gores, and then Ellis Cox took the win at the second round in the trophy final, the second round at Wilton Mill. So they've both had a win. They've both bagged 130 points once. Margoris Kavekis, right with them though, has not had a win yet this year.
Last lap, are we going to get another bit here in the Cadets? Ellis Cox is properly defending now. He wants to hold on to that second place, but Kavekis is going to be up alongside, and Putterfoot's still there as well.
Good drive off the corner though, and Putterfoot is seizing the opportunity. It's actually worse to have taken the shallow line here, and Putterfoot is going to throw Ellis Cox the lifeline by having a go here at Kavekis. He wants a podium position here at Lid as they come back up the circuit. Rory Hamilton's going around the horseshoe, and it's Putterfoot and Kavekis who are actually going side by side here. Can Putterfoot find good grip on the inside? I'm not sure that he can. Rory Hamilton surely has enough in hand now to just bring it home. Ellis Cox, look at the run that Kavekis has. Is he going to go for it into the final couple of apexes? Rory Hamilton will come round to take a brilliant win here, but it's going to almost be a drag to the line for second place in the podium. It's Ellis Cox in second, Margoris Kavekis in third, ahead of Jude Putterfoot, who just misses out on a penalty. And it's Laurie McVeigh gets by on Luka Batuev. There's a penalty to be applied there to Laurie in his final result. But fights back up after that dramatic first corner to finish 5th on the road. Luka Batuev is next, ahead of Corey Chapman. Again, I say hats off to Corey for how he's fought up through the order today.